This one landed late last night at a time when some thought Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy was going to get the Tennessee Titans job, and you've got the connection between Nagy and Mike Borgonzi, the new GM there, the guy who's got control in that ongoing Game of Thrones saga that they need to iron out pretty quickly. They do have a new coach, Robert Saleh, who was with the Jets, the original Tennessee Titans. The New York Titans of the AFL, who became the Jets. Robert Saleh was there from 21 through week 5 of the 24 season. He now lands with the Tennessee Titans. 20-36 with the Jets, and this is the dynamic I was talking about earlier. When you fail first time around, whatever the reason, plenty of reasons, never should have taken that job, I think Robert Saleh would admit, I made a mistake. I thought Christopher Johnson was going to be in charge. Woody came back from his gig as ambassador to the UK, and it all changed, and never really had a quarterback. I had Aaron Rodgers for 4 snaps in 2023, had 5 games with Aaron Rodgers in 2024, and that was it. You better get it right the second time. And I love the Titans job because of the presence of Cam Ward. Great player, great leader, very intense. Will be exactly what a coach wants to try to keep teammates accountable. You got Jeffery Simmons anchoring the defense. You got a new stadium coming. You got $100 million in cap space. If you're Robert Saleh, you want to be careful for your second go-around. I think he landed in a good spot, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and you think about everything he dealt with when he went to the Jets, right? You don't have a quarterback. You get Zach Wilson. That doesn't work out. But then, yes, you get Aaron Rodgers, but if we remember, Aaron Rodgers comes with Hackett, and this, it was so much that went into, the guy never really got to coach ball and get to do it. So I'm interested in who the offensive coordinator is. Again, as these jobs begin to get filled, do we see a Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel kind of pairing in Tennessee that, hey, a guy that showed he can work with two and work some magic, and now you get the kind of Shanahan type. So I do. I think for Saleh and I think for the Titans, when he comes in well-informed of what doesn't work somewhere and how to do things maybe differently than it was when he was with the Jets. So I do think he'll have a wealth of knowledge. And overall, when he first got to the Jets and we were going to play them, the sense of urgency that Bill created with and I know it's funny now when people hear it, but the all gas, no brakes, and the way this team was playing was different. And it was very similar to when Todd Bowles got there and the respect that Bill showed for Bowles being there. And I remember Bill saying, hey, Bowles is a good coach. They just have too many a-holes on the Jets that they got to get rid of. And Saleh, when he came in, it felt like they had a chance to move in that direction. And they were doing it. But again, when you don't have the quarterback and you have some other dysfunctional things going on. So I'm happy for him, and I agree with what you said. When you look at Simmons and Cam Ward, and then being in the AFC South, as good as Houston was this year in their defense, I feel like walking away from that game in New England, they have a good amount of question marks when it comes to C.J. Stroud and the quarterback. And do they bring Nick Caley back as the offensive coordinator, or does Stroud have another offensive coordinator to learn from? So they might have a chance to go in there and compete and see what it looks like, because who knows who the Colts quarterback will be this year.
I'm not a big fan of all gas, no brakes, because the brakes are there for a reason. All gas, no brakes means you're going to wreck eventually. But you think about how the 49ers defense plays. I know, but you still need to know when to turn on the brakes. But when you look at how the 49ers defense plays, and they got a bunch of rough and tumble guys that will roll out of bed and run through a wall and injure themselves in the process and get up and keep going. And you look at what he did this year with the 49ers defense despite all the injuries. No Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner. They just kept going. That mentality, I think, is going to suit the Titans well. The offensive coordinator hire will be critical. Mike McDaniel and Robert Saleh were together for 4 years in San Francisco. At one level, hey, they know each other. There's a familiarity. On the other level, we always assume if somebody worked with someone in the past that it naturally means they want to again. There's a chance that that's no, been there, done that, don't want to do that again. So regardless, Saleh gets his second opportunity with the Tennessee Titans. And the best part, I buried the lead. It was Saleh and Liam Cohen. Get your name out of my mouth, right? Hold me back, hold me back.
Oh,
Liam Cohen wisely. Hold me back, hold me back. He didn't want to get his ass kicked. And I think Saleh said something like, I'll destroy your world or something like that. Like, let's get that. I remember a time when every year, the Thursday night football game, short week, like the rule was every team had to play one of those games. And we'd get Jaguars, Titans, color rush with mustard on mustard and baby blue on baby blue. And I remember one time we were putting up the Christmas tree and the game was on, and my wife said, "Why are you watching this game?" And I said, "Good friggin' question." That's how bad that rivalry was. But now it's a spicy meatball with Liam Cohen and Robert Saleh. And I'm mapping out during the playoffs, like, oh, Jaguars 49ers, hey, that would be a good Super Bowl, just to get those two together again. Well, we're getting it twice a year. And seriously, in a league where we need a little more of that, because I think that stuff's fun, like Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur, I welcome the fact that it's going to be Saleh and Cohen, and I suspect that Saleh's going to do his best to downplay it, but at some level, he's not going to be able to resist it.
Oh, my goodness. For one, big shout out. I used to watch my brother and all those color rush Titans-Jaguars game where one team was 1-7 and the other team was 0-8. So a shout out to him in those games. And I can't wait to see how hard Saleh shakes Liam Cohen's hand on that first game when those two teams, because like you said, I think he's going to say all the right things, but it's going to be that firm handshake and that look in his eyes that lets him know, I will whoop you if we ever have to go. And I just want you to know with this little handshake here. So that will be a fun matchup right there.
I mean, if you go back and watch that video, and I should have asked Gary to cue it up, but Liam Cohen is clearly like getting as far away as he can before he pivots back to yell, because he walks right by him and doesn't say anything. Yeah, because you'll get destroyed. Pivots around, and it's fine to acknowledge the fact that it's basic physics. Robert Saleh is somebody that you don't want to mess with, and I would say most coaches do not. Maybe Dan Campbell's the only one that would mess with him, but not many would want to mess with Robert Saleh, and definitely not Liam Cohen. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.